Hello, boys and girls. It's Mrs. LaRose here again with your writing task. It's important for a marine biologist to be able to get information across in writing. They take important notes on animals, and others need to be able to read and understand the information so they can help the animals as best as possible. We need our trainees to be excellent writers. They need to be able to write things that flow and make sense. The reader should never be confused as to what's happening. We are going to start a new imaginative story. Your main character is going to be a marine animal. Everything else is open for whatever it is you want to do, but your main character has to be a marine animal. So I went ahead and I brainstormed my story. You are going to do the same afterwards. So let's watch and see what I planned. Hello, boys and girls. Today we're going to work on starting our new imaginative narrative story. So I am going to model the brainstorming process with you so that way when we're done you can do yours. Okay, now the first thing I want to think of is I want to think of my characters and my setting. Next, I'm going to look at, when I'm done with that, with my problem and my solution and just kind of generate some ideas of what I could possibly write about in my story and my new fiction story. So some characters that I could use. Now remember, this story is, the main character has to be a marine animal. And so some animals that I could do would be maybe an octopus, and maybe I name him Ollie Octopus, just to kind of tie in some of that alliteration. Another character I could do would maybe be Ellie Eel. Oops, too many E's there. Let's see, another character might be, again, I want a marine animal, so maybe Manny Manta Ray. And then maybe another character I could have would be maybe Danny Dolphin. Once you kind of have your characters thought of, the next thing that you may want to look at is setting. Now, I'm doing this in the characters then setting. There's not really a special order. You can do it however you want, but I would like at least 4 per category just because we want to get enough we want you to think enough about it. Maybe a setting could be the Pacific Ocean. Another setting my story could take place. Now remember, these are marine animals, so I want the setting has to kind of go with them. And so I'm thinking, okay, if I'm talking about a marine animal, then maybe my setting I want my setting to be the San Antonio Aquarium. Maybe my setting could be the White House in Washington. I don't know. Maybe my setting could be the, let's say, volcano. Wherever, right? It doesn't really matter. Just kind of thinking of ideas. Remember, this is fiction, so and imaginative, so it could be anything. There's a lot of safety in those decisions. So just kind of get creative, think about where you would want your story to take place, and then start thinking of some problems and solutions. Once you've thought of your characters and your setting, it's a little easier to then go back and think of your problem and solution, at least for me. Now, maybe one problem I could have is I want to be president, but I however, live in ocean. And I'm just taking notes. They don't really have to be in sentences. I'm going to elongate that just so it doesn't go to the bottom line. Another problem I could have is maybe I'm separated. My main character separated from the family. Oh, but I misspelled separated. No, I liked it. Okay. Another idea could be maybe my character has no friends. It's simple as that. Maybe my problem could be a villain takes over. Oh, I misspelled villain. A villain takes over. Okay, so now I'm going to start thinking of some solutions for those problems, because if those are going to be my problems, I need to kind of think of solutions that would go with them and that would make sense to solve them. So I'm just going to put the solutions in the same spots that I had the problems, the matching ones. So let's see, if I want to be present but I live in the ocean, how can that get solved? Maybe they put an aquarium. Let's see. Put an aquarium in the White House. And then maybe for the story, I would use the setting of White House. If I picked this one as my problem and solution, then I would use the setting of the White House as my setting. All right, let's see. Separated from family, I could solve that problem by maybe I find a friend who knows how to get back to family. So my friend can show me, kind of like a Finding Nemo and Dory kind of idea in my mind. Maybe here, if my problem is no friends, my solution could be that maybe he makes a friend. And that could be my process. Then maybe if the villain takes over, maybe I can solve that with the superhero. Oops, superhero, save the day. I could do something like that. Now, what you're going to do once you're done kind of brainstorming your problem, your setting, your solution, and your characters, then I want you to kind of pick what you're going to use. Now, I'm going to decide, let's see, I think the story that I like the best, let's see, I think I'm going to go with problem and solution to make start. I think the problem and solution that I like the best would have to be maybe the separated from family. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this one as, I'm going to change it to red, saying that like I selected it. So I'm going to do separated from family, and so that would mean I would pick this as my solution of find a friend who knows how to get back to my family. And then I'm going to pick for my characters. I'm actually going to pick two of these. I'm going to pick my kids and do Ollie Octopus and Ellie Eel. They'll be my main characters in my story. And then let's see, if they're lost and they want to find their way home, it is fiction. I could have these animals walking on land because it is fiction, but I think I'm going to stick, just because I like to, I'm just going to stick to the ocean. I like the idea of having my character swimming around. So I am going to pick the ocean. So this is what my story is going to be about. Once you're done brainstorming your story, I look forward to reading about what you pick on Seesaw. All right, guys, take care. Okay, so since I've made this video, I've decided that we're not going to do it on Seesaw, but you're actually going to do it on Google Classroom. I will have in your Google Classroom these graphic organizers for you to fill out on your own and submit. All right, let's keep going. Grammar is essential or important to get your meaning across. Now, trainee, this week, we will be focusing on collective nouns. You know a noun is a person, place, or thing. So a collective noun is talking about a group or collection of people or things. So there's more than one. This is important when dealing with marine life because they have special names for groups of animals. For example, a collective noun for barracudas would be a battery of barracudas. Not battery like you put into your remote control, but a group of barracudas. For tuna, a float of tuna. And multiple seahorses, when they're all together, are called a herd of seahorses. Kind of like a herd of horses. Interesting. Knowing that there are special names for a collection of things will help you get your meaning across. In your Google Classroom, I will have a link for you to complete an optional animal collective noun activity. I had fun reviewing writing. I look forward to seeing what you decide for your planning of your new story. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.